Trees are collapsing, ecosystems are crumbling, and our infrastructure is falling apart. Crops are failing, water is running out. Earth is slowly becoming a dead planet. On the bright side, there's never been a better time to invest in real estate. But how can someone who can't leave their house, can't even get out of bed, or can't even breathe think about property? Everyone knows the sun is massive. I mean, just look at it. And that's from about 93 million miles away. Can you imagine what it would look like if you stood right next to it? Never mind. The sun makes up 98% of our entire solar system's mass. Compared to Earth, the densest planet we know, the sun is over 1 million times more massive. Earth would be a completely different place if it were the same size as the sun. Picture our planet's entire topography stretching out. Continents would expand, providing much-needed space in areas where overpopulation crushes quality of life. Owning a nice piece of land could become far more affordable than it is on today's Earth. But now we'd have to consider another problem. Every body of water on our planet would need to cover a much larger area. This means lakes, rivers, and even oceans would become shallower, making them more vulnerable to evaporation and potentially causing them to dry up completely. Marine life would definitely suffer because shallow waters absorb more heat from the sun, endangering sea creatures that need cold water to survive. As other smaller water sources dried up, wildlife on land would have to migrate or travel much farther for fresh water. Putting them at serious risk, we humans would be in an equally dangerous situation. Not only would we start fighting over limited fresh water supplies, but our food production would decline as well. Crops need a certain amount of soil to grow and absorb the nutrients they require. If our world were as big as the sun, soil like water would have to spread out to cover a much larger space. Less soil would mean less food, while demand for food would remain the same. There's another issue we haven't considered yet, and when we factor it in, life on Earth becomes nearly impossible. Imagining Earth the same size as the sun is already difficult. But when you think about a sun-sized Earth also having the sun's mass, it doesn't just threaten our survival, it disrupts our entire solar system. Think about it. When Earth becomes as big as the sun, you'd lose the moon either way. But the more massive a planet is, the stronger its gravity. In this case, Earth's gravity would be 28 times stronger than it is now. We'll get to how that affects you in a moment. But first, let's look at the bigger picture. The reason our solar system moves the way it does is because the sun's mass is so enormous that its gravity forces other planets into orbit around it. Now, both the sun and Earth would each have 49% of our solar system's mass. Would this create some kind of binary system where the sun and Earth orbit each other? How would this new competition affect the orbits of other planets in our solar system? And would significantly higher gravity mean Earth would experience far more asteroid impacts? We'd have way more to worry about than just asteroids. Our satellites would probably crash down to Earth, and buildings and bridges would start collapsing under increased gravitational pressure. Only low, thick trees could remain standing, but it's unlikely anything else could bear that extra weight. You'd also be significantly heavier and probably couldn't walk anywhere. Think about it. If you currently weigh 110 pounds on Earth, you'd feel like you weighed nearly 3,100 pounds on a sun-sized Earth. The cruel irony is that as gravity increases, time slows down. So you might live longer, but it would probably be a long life spent lying in bed with aches and pains, fortunately. We can wake up from this nightmare because Earth will never be as big as the sun. In fact, our planet is actually shrinking. Our atmosphere leaks, and we end up losing hundreds of tons of mass to space every day. So take a nice deep breath and be glad it's that easy. Messing with proportions isn't always a good idea, and bigger definitely doesn't always mean better. So subscribe, like, and turn on notifications for more what-if stories.